Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be doing the Bookish booking book tag. Sorry, that title is an absolute mouthful. I had to look at my notebook to remember it. I wasn't tagged to do this tag, but I'm doing it because I liked the questions, so I was like, you know what? We'll do it. The first question is, what is a well-loved book that you hated? It's rare that I really hate a book. I think this book is well-loved, as far as I know anyway, from what I've seen in Eason's, and it just seems to be at the top of the bestseller list for some reason in Eason's and stuff. So that book is The Girl Before. I absolutely hated this book. You might know that from my July wrap-up, but yeah, I hated this book. I think it's well-loved. I'm not really sure. I didn't bother really to do research on it, but I think this is well loved enough. So yeah, I hated this book. What is a guilty pleasure book for you? I don't really have any guilty pleasure books, to be honest. Like, you know, the kind of typical answer for that would be like romance, but I don't even really read romance that often. Yeah, I don't really have a guilty pleasure book. The next question is, have you ever spoiled a book for someone, and if so, which book? I've never spoiled a book for someone that's actually going to read the book, but like I've talked to my friends about books and told them the ending, but I think that's different because I know they're never going to read it, so I'm not really spoiling it for them. So yeah, no, I haven't. What book made you ugly cry? I have two books for this one. Two most recent books that made me ugly cry was Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. I really did ugly cry at the end of this book. I was very upset. So yeah, that's number one. Number two is My Sister's Keeper. I was very much ugly crying at the end of this book. Plus I finished it at like 2 in the morning, so it made my ugly crying even worse because I was like delusional from lack of sleep. So yeah. What is your latest DNF? It's very rare that I don't finish a book, like very, very rare. I usually try and finish them always, even if it takes me months to do it, like I'll read it over time. But one that I just could not finish for the life of me was Palo Alto by James Franco. I loved the movie that they made it into, but he wrote a book on it first and I just hated it. The writing in it was just absolutely shocking and I just couldn't get my head around it, so I just had to put it down. And yeah. The next question is, which book have you read due to controversy? I haven't read a book due to controversy really. Usually if I read a book there'll be I'll find out that there was controversy about it after I finished the book. So I wouldn't say there is a book that I was like, oh, I'm gonna read that because of controversy. But there is a book that I have bought that I'll read because of controversy, and that is Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. People really love this book, some people really hate this book, so I consider that controversy. So that's mainly the reason I picked it up, because I just wanted to see what it was about. The next question is, have you ever read a book that made you question the author's sanity? The Girl Before by J.P. Delaney. What? Like, I definitely questioned the author's sanity in this book. Yeah, just no. The next question is, what is the most cringeworthy book you have read? The Girl Before by J.P. Delaney. Can you tell I hate this book? Can you tell? And the reason this book is cringy is because there ends up being a daddy kink in it, which makes my whole body cringe into like a million pieces. So yeah. The next question is, what is a book that you solely read due to the cover? None. I cannot do that. There is no way that I would pick a book up just because of the cover. I have to read what it's about. Yeah, there's just no way. But maybe someday I'll do a wee challenge and I'll go into the bookstore and pick a book just for its cover. The next question is, name a book that you're embarrassed to admit you've read. No book. I don't think you should be embarrassed about any kind of book you read, to be honest, because reading is a very good thing, and no matter what you're reading, I just don't see why you should be embarrassed about it. Like, if you're into whatever you're reading, you're into it. Like, it doesn't matter. The next question is, name an unknown book that you wish more people knew about. I don't particularly know if this book is very unknown. I know a lot of people know the movie, but I don't know about the book. But I haven't seen anybody talk about it on Booktube so far, so maybe it is a bit unknown. That book is We Need to Talk About Kevin by Lionel Shriver. I actually watched the movie before I read the book, and the movie is what caused me to read the book. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. It's a very creepy book. Like, it's like a perfect Halloween read to me. But I really enjoyed it when I read it. So yeah, I think more people should read this book or talk about it. I don't know. The next question is, name your favourite villain from a book. There's a lot of villains that you'd kind of like but hate at the same time. But one for me that I just love and that has a special place in my heart is Draco Malfoy. Like, I don't know if I'd consider him a villain really, but I suppose he is in a way, because he went over to the dark side. But yeah, he's like my favourite villain. The next question is, name a book that you enjoy that is outside of the norm of genre that you usually read. That question's a mouthful. For this, I'd have to give it to The Host by Stephanie Meyer. This is a science fiction book. I don't really read science fiction often, but I really enjoyed it, and this book has caused me to want to read more science fiction. The next question is, name tropes that you actually enjoy reading. For me, I think this one would be like the moody male lead or love interest. That gets me every single time. I love when there's a moody love interest, like Kaz. Love him. Absolutely love him. So yeah, that is definitely a big trope for me that I'd always kind of enjoy. And the last question is, what or who inspired you to do BookTube? I don't know, I always wanted to do it, and then one day I was just like, it's summer, I have the time, like, just do it and see what happens. And yeah, I don't think anything really just kind of inspired me. Like, one day I woke up and I was like, I watched a video of someone and I was like, today I'm going to be a booktuber. It was just like, over time I thought about it a lot, and then I was just like, you know what, I might as well do it, because what do I have to lose? So that is all the questions in this tag. Once again, as always, I tag anyone who's watching this that wants to do this or likes the questions to do this tag. It's quite a fun tag, and yeah, I enjoyed doing it. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!